Let's begin the show with Afghanistan, where a suicide bomb attack outside the Afghan Foreign Ministry in Kabul has caused heavy casualties. According to several media reports, at least 20 civilians have been killed, and the local offshoot of the Islamic State group known as the ISIS-K have taken responsibility for the attack. A report. A deadly bombing killed at least 20 people near the foreign ministry in the Afghan capital Kabul. The Islamic State group claimed responsibility for the bombing, which was the second major attack in Kabul in 2023 and drew condemnation from the international community. The extremist group said in a statement that the martyrdom seeker it identified as Khyber al-Kandahari detonated his explosive vest amidst a gathering of ministry employees and guards as they left through the ministry's main gate. The extremists have increased their assault since the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan in 2021. Targets have included Taliban patrols and members of the country's Shiite minority. The repeated blasts exposed the hollow claims of the Taliban-led government about the improved security infrastructure of the country. Hundreds of common people have died in such explosions carried out by armed groups linked to the Islamic State.
You see, Taliban has been a fighting force all along. And at this stage, they need to learn how to govern. And that has been their major challenge. Now, as we know, that there are large number of groups because Taliban is also not a homogeneous entity. And therefore, what we see is that there are many challenges that it is facing. It is still waiting for recognition from the world. It is also hoping that it will continue to receive the funding that has been committed so that it can also provide relief to the people. But till then, the more and more people will get disenchanted, and therefore, in order to keep them under control, it needs to refurbish its training programs, its forces, and also to change them into a security force rather than an attacking force, the way they have been working as a guerrilla warfare.
ISIS terrorists in Afghanistan first came to global attention when it carried out a massive suicide bombing attack at one of the gates near Kabul airport, killing a large number of people. Since then, the group has carried out a string of attacks in different parts of the country. The violence has fueled fears that Afghanistan could collapse into anarchy and even return to a new phase of civil war. The Islamic State group's attacks, coupled with a spiraling economic crisis, have caused mounting concern over the future stability of the country.
But the problem is that now with the Russia-Ukraine crisis, obviously the focus on Afghanistan or any other war is much less. And that is the pity of it all. And this has been often mentioned by our leadership as well, that they create problems and then they leave them. And that is not good. So Taliban is today looking for some kind of engagement with the world powers, especially with the major powers and the neighboring powers. But what we are seeing is if they are not addressed well quickly, we'll be seeing them totally going into the Chinese hands. And that may not be very good for the region and for the world.
Islamic State has viewed the Taliban as its strategic rival. The militants of this terror outfit consider the Taliban as filthy nationalists who have betrayed the greater Islamic cause. They see the Taliban as another kind of political outfit cutting deals with the Americans that is ideologically not pure as per ISIS. The brutal jihadi group's fight against the Taliban is entering a new phase, and analysts believe that in the coming days, this rivalry will take more violent form.